What's up, guys? So the recent data mines have ability descriptions for 3 unreleased upcoming featured characters. So let's get into it. Today we are talking about data mined ability descriptions for 3 upcoming featured characters: Hellfire Scorpion, Arcticka Sub-Zero, and Revenant Kitana. So let's start with Hellfire Scorpion. Hellfire Scorpion will have the tags Body, Assassin, Melee, Netherrealm, and Physical. Now, having that Netherrealm tag, while unsurprising, is really awesome for him because it means he's going to have incredible synergy with Quan Chi. He'll be an assassin who can do a ton of damage, who can also heal himself with the benefits of that vampirism, plus he will get the additional stats granted by Quan Chi. Not to mention that he'll also have great synergy with any character using a Dramon's mask, so there's a lot of potential for him to be insanely strong. Let's look at the abilities. His first auto ability is Death Spin. Scorpion swings his chain, spinning it in violent circles, the kunai at its end slicing through his foe and dealing damage. So it sounds like a nice AoE attack. It doesn't specify, but the fact that it's being spun in circles and it's called Death Spin, it sounds like that, but it may not be an AoE. His second auto, Demon Breath. Scorpion exhales the flames of Netherrealm, engulfing his foe in demonic fire, dealing damage and leaving a scorching burn for a duration. This is pretty big because it means that he literally has a potent burn on an auto ability. And burn, if you weren't aware, basically, in addition to causing damage over time, it rewinds special charge. So if you are about to be able to use a character's special or ultimate ability, and then they get burned, it will prevent them from being able to use it because you'll watch their meter actually go down. So burn is very strong. Now, Hellfire Scorpion's passive is Netherrealm Ire. When Scorpion goes incendiary and applies burn, there is no stopping him. The effect is capable of stacking multiple times on the same foe. When struck by a critical hit, Scorpion's internal flame manifests outwardly, granting his kunai the opportunity to ignite, allowing Death Spin to apply burn for a duration. So, this is really huge because, essentially, if he gets hit with a critical, now even his first auto ability can apply burn. So, whoever Hellfire Scorpion is focused on, they are going to have an immense difficulty using their ultimate ability if they don't have a tremendous amount of tenacity, because he is just going to keep burning them and preventing them from building up charge meter at any kind of a useful rate. Finally, his ultimate Hellfire Slashes. Scorpion charges his foe and unleashes 3 Hellfire Slashes, dealing damage. Scorpion channels all his fury into the final slash, creating an explosion of vengeful fire that deals area of effect damage and applies burn and unhealable for a duration to foes caught in the eruption. So, again, this is pretty insane. You're essentially going to be able to reposition him with his ultimate to have him charge a target, except that wherever he lands, he's going to do a big AoE that does both burn and unhealable. So, if you position it right, you can launch him into a cluster of enemies where he'll burn them all, and none of them will be able to use their ultimate abilities. This can be an immediate game changer. Just that ability can win you a match if you're able to prevent a sufficient number of opponents, or even just 1 or 2 critical opponents, from using their ultimate. It's just a game changer. So between all the synergies already in place for this guy and the fact that pretty much everything he does applies burn, whoever he's focused on is just not going to be able to use their ultimate, and then he can affect a lot of people with the burn. It's just kind of nuts. I think this guy is going to be a huge problem, and he's going to significantly disrupt the meta when he arrives. Alright, next up, let's look at Arcticka Sub-Zero. He's going to have tags for Spirit, Defender, Lin Kuei, Melee, Earthrealm, and Physical. So I do find it interesting that even though we're getting another Sub-Zero, he will also be a tank. But he's a very interesting tank. His first auto is Eviscerate. 3-hit attack that deals damage. The last 2 hits of this attack deal damage in an area, with the final hit applying a special charge debuff for a duration. So he has an immediate AoE, and anyone that gets hit with it gets a special charge debuff, essentially meaning that their special meter is just going to charge more slowly, which again can be a game changer, and that's just an auto ability. Now he actually has two passives. His first passive is Frostbite Armor. All enemies targeting this character have their special charge rate reduced by a percentage. And when 2 or more enemies are targeting this character, his defense increases by 1%. At level 3, when 3 or more enemies are targeting, he gets even more defense. At level 5, when 4 or more enemies are targeting, his defense increases by an even higher percentage. So basically, the more characters targeting this guy, the higher his defense is. So he's going to be a really, really potent tank, capable of tanking a large horde of enemies, and he'll be reducing the speed at which their specials charge as punishment for even daring to attack him. His second passive is Ice Clone. A number of times per match, if any teammates are dealt more than 20% of their max HP as damage, Sub-Zero receives the damage and negates a percentage of it. The attacker is then frozen for a duration or until losing 15% of their health. This is just insane. He's literally intercepting damage that's incoming to other characters, and not only is he reducing the damage when redirecting it to himself, he's then freezing the person who attacked. So this is just an incredibly strong ability. He's going to be amazing at protecting a team. His ultimate is Permafrost. Sub-Zero surrounds himself in a blizzard that deals AoE damage over the blizzard's duration. At level 3, if any enemy within the blizzard has a special charge debuff applied to them, the duration of that debuff is doubled and the AoE size increases at level 3. At level 7, if any enemy within the blizzard has more than 75% special charge, they're instantly frozen for 5 seconds or until they lose 15% of their max health, and again the AoE size increases. So he's just going to be doing a tremendous amount of damage to enemies around him while tanking them without much trouble, while reducing their special, and just for using his ultimate, he's going to extend the duration for how long he's crippling their special charge rate, all while just melting everyone around him. So he looks like he's going to be an unbreakable tank, and he's just going to slow any offensive progress coming from the enemy team in the process. Finally, let's take a look at Revenant Kitana. She will have tags for Spirit, Assassin, Melee, Revenant, and Physical. Now what's interesting is, to my knowledge, she will be the first character getting the Revenant tag, but the fact that they've made it a tag suggests that there will be future Revenant characters, so we could be looking at a Revenant team down the line. Her first auto ability is Purge the Weak, single target attack that deals damage and reduces the target's special charge by a percentage. This is the third character in this group to have an auto ability that in some way disrupts the ultimate pattern or the special ability pattern of characters on the opposing team, and I'm all for it. Her second auto is Curse Deception, single target attack that deals damage and applies knockup. On successful knockup, Kitana performs a follow-up attack that deals additional damage. Pretty standard, but as an assassin, especially a spirit assassin, we want her doing good damage and disrupting the opponent, and that's what we're getting. Now her passive is Dark Empress. Damage is increased by a percentage proportional to the amount of special charge missing from her target. Basic attacks absorb a percentage of her target's special charge. If any basic attacks deal critical damage, absorb double that amount. The amount of special charge that's been absorbed from her enemies is stored up to 100% and is used to increase the power of Eternal Damnation, which is her ultimate, by that amount. And then after use, the power must be gained again. So she literally siphons their charge meter from them when using her first auto and her basic attacks, and if she's landing crits, she's stealing even more, so we already know that we definitely want to build her with a really high crit rate, which makes sense considering she's an assassin, but the more power she steals, the more damage she's going to do with her ultimate. Speaking of her ultimate, Eternal Damnation. Teleports to a target enemy and then does a single target attack dealing damage. The damage of this ability is increased by a percentage of the amount of special charge she has absorbed. So, because there isn't too much more to it, I have to assume that her damage scaling is going to be pretty nuts. As an assassin, the ability to just warp to a target and hit them with an absolute nuke is exactly what you want, and this is going to be our first taste of a 5-star assassin who is explicitly here to murder someone. Hellfire Scorpion is skewed a bit more towards applying a lot of burn and preventing ultimates, and while I'm sure his damage will be plenty difficult enough to deal with, Revenant Kitana looks singularly focused on picking one target and absolutely annihilating them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she can do. But alright, so those are the data mined ability descriptions for 3 upcoming unreleased featured characters. Which one are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see information like this as soon as we discover it, you want to join discord.gg/mkonslaught, where any kind of data mines or stuff like this is going to be posted there first. And then, of course, it takes me some time to make a video on it. So if you want that news straight from the source, discord.gg/mkonslaught, join the community server for the game. But yeah, let me know in the comments which of these characters you are most excited to get your hands on. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing to be nice, frankly. And yeah, I appreciate it. I will see you guys real soon. Until next time. Peace!